Today on Play to Win, Nick Saban on Bama's playoffs, plus video of Georgia's new quarterback, Jacob Eason, plus injuries, fantasy football, and Jeffrey the Ed Schechter says the Falcons are going to lose again. This is the fastest 30 minutes in football.
Play to Win is being brought to you by the Southeastern Nissan dealers, Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, and SD Services.
Welcome to Play to Win with former Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Fantasy Football League previews with Adam Brown, game analysis with Nikki Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, medical and injury update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Atlanta sports veteran Bob Neal. Today's SEC report is being brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, welcome to the show. Of course, we've got the three amigos back. You guys were so great together. We just thought we'd bring Bob Whitfield, of course, the former All-Pro offensive lineman, the defensive guru right here, Chuck Smith. You're a defensive guru, all right. And, of course, the queen.
I got no title.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. You're in charge, as a matter of fact. There's a reason
guru.
She sits between these two guys.
You're a retired cheerleader.
Okay, I'll take it.
So it's three former Falcons. And we're going to start with the SEC report as usual. The big SEC story, of course, is Alabama and Michigan State, number 2 and 3 in the college football playoffs, getting started. So it's Nick Saban, Mark D'Antonio, Alabama, Michigan State. How are you seeing it?
Well, I'm seeing it Alabama. I'm seeing Reggie Ragland. I'm seeing A'Shawn Robinson. I'm seeing Nick Saban being a master strategist. I see them destroying Michigan State. I don't really even see where Michigan State matches up well with this Alabama squad.
And I want to ask you about Kirby Smart, the new Georgia head coach. He's going to be in Tuscaloosa working, getting ready for that play and coaching there. What does that mean to Georgia or Alabama? Does it matter?
What it means to Georgia is they're at rock bottom. What it means to Alabama, they're standing on the top looking down at Georgia, because who would have ever thought that a coach at Alabama will be working both teams and at both tables, working both programs. Yeah. Only Alabama can do that right now.
And get away with it because they're Alabama. What about Nick Saban? It seems like his coaching tree. Nick Saban's coaching tree is all over college football and in the pros, and now he's got another former pupil, Mark D'Antonio, with Michigan State.
Yeah, and the teacher always masters the students, Bob. Nick Saban is 8-0 against former assistants. He's got an average victory margin right under 28, so you know, it's always worked out for Nick Saban in his favor to have someone that he's worked with before.
All right.
Okay, but I hate agreeing with you.
You do, I know. Bob Whitfield, what is Alabama's focus? I mean, they're favored in the game. What is the focus?
Well, Bob, look at it like this. The focus is don't let Michigan State get hyped up. Don't let Connor at quarterback just build the momentum, because they are reeling from an Alabama blowout and won 4 bowl games since. So don't let Michigan State have momentum even going into the game.
Yeah, now, remember last year when Alabama played Ohio State won big over the Crimson Tide. Nick Saban at his press conference talked about this year's team getting ready for that game versus last year's team.
This team seems to really be focused on the opportunity that they have. I didn't feel that our team was as committed at this point last year, and we obviously didn't show that in how we prepared and how we played in the game. So we're playing a really good team. I think everybody respects the team that we're playing.
Yeah, everybody respects the team, no question. It's Alabama versus Michigan State. By the way, we're going to talk about now the other game, 1 versus number 4. And, of course, that's Oklahoma playing Clemson, number 1, on our college football showdown presented by the Georgia Lottery. And, Chuck, I want to go to you. We got Baker Mayfield with Oklahoma. We got Deshaun Watson with Clemson. How are you reading this one?
Oh, I'm reading this one loud and clear. I'm reading this one. It can be a novel. It can be a paperback. It can be a newspaper. Deshaun Watson is the best college football player in America, I believe. I believe he's just too polished as a quarterback. He can run. He can throw. I believe Clemson takes care of business. because I'm all in for Gainesville's own Deshaun Watson.
And Nikki, you're talking about another guy whose name doesn't pop up with the quarterbacks.
Right.
Gallman.
Well, if Clemson wants to win this game, it's going to be all about Wayne Gallman. He's got to have 25 carries if Clemson wants to win this. Oklahoma's defense is going to key in on Deshaun Watson. Their defense is 4th in the nation in sacks, so it's going to be they can take advantage of that undersized front line on Oklahoma, but they've got to do it with Wayne Gallman.
All right, and let's
That's
go.
what they all say.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go to
That's
Jeffrey.
what I say.
Let's find out who's going to win in this game and some other picks. Jeffrey, the Ed Schechter, we've got him in his own special place. This is how big Jeffrey has become. Jeffrey, how are you picking it?
I'm not going to pick the game this week because I'll pick it next week, but it's very interesting. Oklahoma's number 4, Clemson's number 1, but Oklahoma's a 3.5-point favorite. So, but I'll pick the game next week.
All right, you are going to pick BYU and Utah, another good game. How are you seeing that one?
Interesting game. Teams from Utah going to Las Vegas. They can save a lot of money on liquor at the casinos. I like Utah. Give the 2.5.
Utah, give them the 2.5. All right, we're going to come back in just a moment with the hometown team report and show you some pictures of Georgia's new quarterback, Jacob Eason. You're going to like what you see.
Toyotathon is back with a season full of holiday treats.
Like 0% APR financing on the reliable Camry. Did you know 90% of Camrys sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today? But hurry, our biggest event of the year won't last long. Right now at the Toyotathon sales event, get a low 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash on a new 2016 Toyota Camry. That's just 0% APR.
Make the holidays happier at Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
In a wreck, get a check.
I'm attorney John Foy, the strong arm. If you've been in a car accident, someone needs to pay. The sooner you call, the faster we'll get started.
I was hit and my car was spun out of control. I suffered injuries all over my body. I got the upper hand. I called the strong arm. My check, $1.2 million.
In a wreck, get a check. Get the strong arm. Attorney John Foy and Associates.
'Twas the night before presents, and out on the lawn. No, it wasn't a sleigh, it was Larry and Tom. Young Jane bought a scratcher. It was her time for luck. Oh, the things she will buy with her $1 million. A diamond tiara, a big golden chalice, perhaps her own fashion designer named Alice. But wait, Jane did not buy. We must run away, 'cause you can't ever win if you choose not to play. Go for your chance at $1 million with the new holiday scratchers.
Oh, what fun it is! Get to Nissan's holiday event for the season's best offers.
Right now, get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers on popular models. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com.
Hometown Team Report is being brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, bringing a higher order of pizza to Atlanta for 40 years.
Georgia's new head coach, Kirby Smart, off to a great start. He's hired an excellent offensive coordinator, at least in my opinion. I'm going to ask Chuck about him in a moment. And here's the recent coaching positions for Jim Chaney with the Rams as offensive line and tight end coach. Tennessee, that's where Chuck's going to talk about it. Arkansas, then with the Pittsburgh Panthers. I really like this hire, and I know Jacob Eason, the new quarterback, likes the hire. You worked with Chai, so you know him well.
Yeah, I worked with Jim Chaney on the staff at Tennessee in 2009. I'm going to tell you this, phenomenal hire by Kirby Smart. He's a vertical quarterback, downfield thrower. I mean, he wants guys that can get the ball downfield. Jim Chaney's a master strategist when it comes to developing plays and developing quarterbacks. Georgia's going to light up the scoreboard with Jim Chaney's offense.
And with those backs in the eye, setting up the play action, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, man.
Nikki, he's replacing Brian Schottenheimer, who's not even going to coach in the bowl game.
Schottenheimer just up and left the other day,
Gone.
said, I'm not hanging out for the Tax Slayer Bowl. I am out of here. So Tight ends coach John Lilly is going to be calling the plays against Penn State. He's done it before. He did it last year in the Belk Bowl against Louisville. So we've got my guess here is that the sudden takeoff is because Schottenheimer wants to join a new staff before the new year.
He won a job. He came here for 1 year and lost his job. Shotty trying to get a job.
Who's going to hire him now?
He got bills to pay.
Be tough to get a good hire now.
Fired.
I think. How about Georgia with their head coach is coaching over to Alabama to finish up the season, Kirby Smart, Bob. And so I asking you, how can the Georgia Bulldogs even focus on this bowl game?
Well, it's going to be tough for those seniors and underclassmen that's declaring early to focus, because I was one of those guys that came out of Stanford early, and you're worrying about getting prepared for NFL draft, picking an agent, and all these other things, not preparing for the Tax Slayer Bowl. The focus will be lost.
Yeah. So look out for Penn State in that ball game. And by the way, I've been talking about this guy all year, and I am so excited he's coming to the University of Georgia. 6'6", 220 pounds. They call him the skinny quarterback. We're talking Jacob Eason from Lake Stevens, Washington. This guy can spin it, guys. 6'6", and he threw for like 5,000 yards in 2.5 years. Take a look at him, and Chuck, tell me what you think about this guy coming to Georgia. Can he play as a freshman?
He has potential. I'm going to leave it at that. Man,
watch some of these throws.
All of a sudden, the point is he's a young quarterback with potential, but when did we put so much pressure on this cat to save a whole university?
I did.
I mean,
Because
I
the whole
respect
university
that.
needs
He's
to
got
be
a lot
saved.
of talent. Georgia needs more than one player. The defense has to step up. So there's a lot. I mean, again, Eason's a great player. He has a lot of talent, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't put all that pressure on him. Let him develop and let him see where he finishes in the end.
One last thing, and Bob, you can come in on this too, is enrolling early in January for Eason. Will that make a difference for him being a freshman next year?
Well, it'll definitely make a difference, Bob, and it will help him learn the offense and get around his teammates. So look for that early enrollment to aid him, but don't look for him to save the program like Chuck said.
Okay, by the way, there's two other Georgia schools in bowl games, and it's not Georgia Tech and Georgia this year. It's Georgia State and Georgia Southern in bowl games. Let's go to Jeffrey the Ed Schechter. How are you picking the other Georgia schools?
I'm going to be a hometown guy this week. I want to congratulate Georgia State. I say take the 2 with Georgia State against San Jose. And I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to take the 7 with Georgia Southern against Bowling Green. Now, next year, they need to add one more bowl game, the interim bowl, where both teams have an interim coach and a 5-7 record.
That's a good one. The interim bowl, that'll be next year. Then there'll be 42 bowls being played. And by the way, we'll be back in just a moment and go to fantasy football. You'll be surprised who Adam Brown is picking this year as a good buy for your 1-week fantasy league.
The Wizard, can you make me real so I can eat real mellow mushroom pizza instead of cartoon pizza?
Stand back. Here we go. Alakazam! Wiggity stickity poof!
I'm still a cartoon.
Then that'd be a no.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness.
Wiggity stickity poof.
Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
American owned, family operated. Since 1829. No bull. Just lager. From America's oldest brewery, Yingling.
Introducing the Kia Holidays on Us sales event. Get a Kia Sportage or Sorrento with no payments due for 5 months, including your first 2 payments on us, plus 0% financing. Just our way of bringing even more joy to your holiday season. You deserve it, because this year, the holidays are on Kia. With no payments due for 5 months, including your first 2 payments on us, plus 0% financing. Discover more joy. Discover the new Kia. Hurry in today before the holidays are over.
Today's Fantasy Report is being brought to you by ST Services. Home comfort or plumbing issues? We can fix that.
Fantasy football, who's hot and who's cold. Been joined by my compadre, Adam Brown. How you doing?
Good, Bob. What's going on, man?
Well, I know you're busy because it's playoffs, second week, I guess,
yes,
in the regular
playoffs.
And the weekly fantasy really heating up.
Yeah, it's awesome because you have a lot of options. But let's start with the quarterbacks for this week. And let's start with Russell Wilson, the MVP the last 4 weeks with 16 touchdown passes. And Matthew Stafford, 9 touchdown passes the last 3 weeks. I really, really like him this week against New Orleans. Now the running backs, guys. Lamar Miller had a good Monday night showing. He's going to have a nice week this week. I look for him to have over 100 yards this week. And David Johnson with Arizona playing at Philly. Philly is 21st versus the run. So I like to have David Johnson. He's very inexpensive. Wide receivers. Julio Jones will break that TD drought this week at Jacksonville. 5 weeks without a touchdown catch. And Odell Beckham Jr. has 6 straight 100-yard games. I like him a lot this week as well. Now, Bob, our favorite part of the show, the Weekly 10.
Save money.
Save money. The weekly buys. Now, Tim Hightower filling in for Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram's out for the season. Tim Hightower, look for him to have a big week. Denard Robinson versus Atlanta. Atlanta's given up 471 rushing yards the last 3 weeks. I like Denard Robinson a lot this week. Now, the second page. 2 guys on this list that I really like this week, Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett. Who wouldn't like them with Russell Wilson throwing the football? You got Doug Baldwin, who has 8 touchdown catches the last 3 weeks, and Tyler Lockett has 13 receptions the last 2 weeks. Look for them to have big days. And finally, the New York Jets playing at Dallas. They don't have a quarterback, Dallas.
Matt
Castle. Look, guys, the Jets defense will be headhunting this week. Yeah. Look for them to have 6 to 8 sacks. I like them a lot.
All right, good job once again.
Thanks. Good luck, everyone.
And you want to be a big winner, you go to our playingtowin.tv site. That's our website, playingtowin.tv. For the Red Pepper Taqueria, You Be the Experts Challenge. You go there, pick the games. Winner gets $100, second place gets $50, and we'll be back with more NFL. Can the Falcons beat the Jaguars?
Bad pipes, clogs, broken water heater? We can fix that. ST's Plumbing Services, your man for all seasons since 1949, will make your plumbing problems disappear. From pesky pipes to new water heaters, we can fix that.
Hey Georgia, it's 5 weeks of Fantasy 5. Each week the Georgia Lottery will give away a 2016 Kia Sedona. Just play the all-new Fantasy 5 with Cash Match and enter your tickets for a chance to win. We're giving away 1 Sedona every week for 5 weeks. Go to galottery.com for complete details. And when you drop by a Kia dealership and test drive a new Sedona, you'll receive a free Merry Money Scratcher where you could win $500,000. Make your holiday fantasies come true.
It's time to buy your new vehicle right now during the year-end blockbuster sales event at Mall of Georgia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Epic savings like this. Take $6,000 off a 2016 Jeep Cherokee Sport and pay only $19,729. A 2015 Ram 1500 Bighorn is $11,000 off MSRP. And take $4,000 off MSRP on a 2015 Jeep Wrangler. Incredible year-end savings now at Mall of Georgia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and online anytime at yourdodge.com.
Is your heating system blowing cold air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and ST Services. We've been installing and repairing heating and air systems in Atlanta for 66 years. Need to get warm? We can fix that.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
All right, back to talk about the Atlanta Falcons and our NFL showdown. The Falcons are going to play Jacksonville. The Jaguars are 5-8 on the season and favored in the game. And I've got 3 former Falcons here, so I'm going to let you work this thing out. What can the Falcons do? They lose 38-0 last week. How do they prepare for this? How do they do it?
Well, we used to hang out with MC Hammer back in the day when we used to, play the Falcons. And in his words, they got to pray just to make it today. Pray.
We've got to pray.
Just to make it today.
Oh, I love this.
I mean, really at this point, really at this point, the Falcons have literally thrown themselves at the mercy of the league, of competition, where they're saying we're not good enough. We can't figure it out. They have no answers. The first thing they got to do is figure out mentally and physically who they want to be and start from scratch now to start building for next year.
Okay, well now they got to get ready for the Jaguars. Are they talented enough to do that, Bob Whitfield?
Well, I definitely think that they can go back to the Falcons of old and really just embrace when they started hot, get back to that. They still have the same offensive line guys that can put a game together and just get Freeman back on track, get Matty Ice back on track.
However,
He basically said just he could
all
do
that
it.
faking,
He could do
man.
better than
You
the
need to
Falcons.
stop that.
He
You need to
just
stop
made it
that.
what do
about
they need?
him.
They need these guys. These two guys were on the Falcons. He went to the Super Bowl. So we're talking a whole different level. And guess what? Blake Bortles is going to have, 500 yards throwing the ball against the Falcons?
He's on a tear lately. He threw for 570 yards and 8 touchdowns in his last 2 games, Bob. And with TJ Yeldon having that banged up knee, he's going to be spreading the ball around a lot more.
All right, let's ask another former Falcon. It's going to be all Falcons all the time today, talking about our NFL showdown. And that is from 680 The Fan. Our friends there have sent former Falcon receiver, a really good one, Brian Finneran, to talk about his 68 seconds with 680 and the Falcons.
Falcons trying to sell some season tickets. It's going to be a tough sell for quite some time. They got to get this thing righted. At 6-7 right now, they're having a tough time making fans believe in what this team's all about. You got a good core and quarterback in Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and a young running back in Devontae Freeman. You got to start building the offensive defensive lines to make these guys believe and make yourselves a better football team. It's Dan Quinn's first year, so you got to give him a pass on that. But you got to start building in the draft and find some good free agents to come in here and make some plays, because there's no game changers on either side of the football right now, and they're just really struggling. It's tough for fans to commit to buying season tickets and PSLs and show up and spend their whole Sunday when the product on the field is not what you want it to be. If you win, they will come. If you build it, they will come, like they said in Field of Dreams. So hopefully they can do that. They're building it now. They're looking for guys to come in there and buy the season tickets. Let's hope they improve what they got on the field. I think that'll happen. I think they got the right guys in place to do it, especially in Dan Quinn. So good luck to them. Good luck to those guys buying season tickets, and good luck to the Falcons moving forward. Let's see if they can make it happen.
Good luck to you, Brian Finneran. Mr. Positive, Yoda Finneran. And now let's find out who's really going to win this game with the Jaguars and Jeffrey the Edge Schechter.
To me, giving 3 points with a team like Jacksonville is like a sin. But the Falcons are terrible. They're 6-7, going on 6-10. Give the 3 with Jacksonville.
So Jacksonville beats the Atlanta Falcons. Jeffrey the Edge picks. We'll be back in just a moment with more picks, the best bets from Jeffrey the Edge Schechter as we continue with football's Play to Win.
Oh, what fun it is! Get to Nissan's holiday event for the season's best offers.
For a limited time, lease Rogue, just $199 per month. Or get a $139 per month lease on Sentra. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com.
Be ready to winter with Infiniti. Now through January 4th, lease the Infiniti QX60 for $399 a month. Visit your Atlanta area Infiniti retailer.
Why can't I have a slice of yours?
You're a cartoon. You can only have cartoon pizza.
It's not fair.
Look, this pie is 100% real, and you're colored ink. It's physics, man.
Well, can you buy me a beer?
I can buy you a cartoon beer. Are you single?
It's a pride.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness. Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
The holidays are here, and so is Toyotathon.
Wrap up a great year-end deal on a reliable Toyota, like 0% APR financing on many of our most popular models. And every new Toyota comes with a 2 years or 25,000 miles no-cost maintenance plan. Right now at the Toyotathon sales event, get a low 0% APR for 72 months, plus $500 holiday bonus cash on a new 2015 Toyota Prius. That's 0% APR.
Make the holidays happier at Toyotathon. Uh-oh.
Toyota, let's go places.
Today's Player Medical and Injury Report is being brought to you by John Foy and Associates. Personal injury law. Get the strong arm.
This time of year, a lot of injuries in the NFL, which makes the Player Medical Report even more important. Let's bring on Dr. A now, the creator of InsideInjuries.com, with his Player Medical Report.
Week 14 in the NFL. You know, after we saw Week 13, we only saw a few injuries, and we thought, okay, we're going after a little lull. However, Week 14, as you can see, lots of injuries. So let's take a look at the table. LeGarrette Blount, he had a grade 1 hip strain, not too serious. He remains at low risk. Greg Olsen, however, at this time of the year, a knee injury. He's downgraded from an A to a B+, however, still remaining at low risk. Todd Gurley, minor knee injury, likely superficial. He stays at a B+ at 75% low risk. Graham Kano, he had a level 1 concussion. He's gone down from an A- to a B, low to moderate risk. He's at moderate risk now. Charles Clay, back injury. It looks like it may be a disc herniation, also from a low grade, now down to a moderate risk grade to 65%. TJ Yeldon from a low grade, again, to a C+, which is a moderate risk. The knee injury is a little bit more severe. Tyler Effort, level 1 concussion from a B to a C+, and he stays at moderate risk. Jonathan Stewart down from a B- to a C, and then you go from Vincent Jackson to Deshaun Jackson. They've always been in moderate to high risk, and now they're in very high risk status. Now, let's take a look at Andy Dalton. His report card, he was at an A, and now he's had a fractured thumb in his throwing hand, which is a very, very severe consequence for a quarterback, especially obviously in the throwing hand. He's downgraded to a C, all the way down to a 55% performance adjustment factor. He's actually, because of the fracture, has to heal, and it's in his throwing hand. It's going to take him a lot longer to recover. And those are the grades this week. Good luck to everybody, and particularly take a look at the tiny injuries that can affect athletes greatly, and take a look at our grades.
All right, I'm going to give Dr. A an A for that report. Now, next up, Jeffrey the Edge Schechter and his best bets for the week. Jeffrey the Edge next on Play to Win.
In a wreck? Get a check.
A reckless driver swerved into me. I called the strong arm. My check, $675,000.
Get the strong arm. Attorney John Foy and Associates.
'Twas the night before presents, and out on the lawn. No, it wasn't a sleigh, it was Larry and Tom. Young Jane bought a scratcher. It was her time for luck. Oh, the things she will buy with her $1 million. A diamond tiara, a big golden chalice, perhaps her own fashion designer named Alice. But wait, Jane did not buy. We must run away, 'cause you can't ever win if you choose not to play. Go for your chance at $1 million with the new holiday scratchers.
It can happen to anyone. The road to your recovery can be painful, both physically and financially. Protect your rights and get the lawyer who fights.
Lightning round means Jeffrey the Edge Schechter. First college football, couple of bowl games in Florida, Jeffrey.
The Miami Beach Bowl, very good game, good matchup. Both teams are good. I like South Florida with the 2 points. Temple is solid. Give the 1.5 over Toledo.
Who?
That's right. The Owls. You're right.
All right, now the NFL.
Dallas has no offense. Jets should easily cover the 3. Buffalo shouldn't be favored over anybody on the road. I like Washington +1. Oakland's coming on. They got an excellent quarterback, excellent receivers. I like them with the 3 points against Green Bay. Pittsburgh is going to score enough points, but Denver doesn't score. Give the 6.5 with Pittsburgh.
All right, how about the bonus? Uh-oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that bonus. My friend Dean Martin's going to pick it. Everybody loses to somebody sometimes. Carolina's weak to lose. Take the 5.5 with the Giants.
Everybody loses to somebody. You guys were booing his pick there with Temple early on. By the way, Bob Whitfield, Nicky Williams, Chuck Smith, Jeffrey the Edge. We got it going on. We're going to have it going on again next week right here. Thank you guys. And Lady, the Queen, we'll see you next week for Play to Win right here. And you've got to be going to our website, playingtowin.tv. We'll have repeats of the show and all kinds of other things, including Jeffrey's picks on playingtowin.tv. See you next week.
Play to Win has been brought to you by Toyota, the Georgia Lottery, and John Foy and Associates.